Hey y'all, welcome back y'all. I'm back with my boy Deep Drive. I know I must survive. Y'all, Calabash is it today, y'all. So we talking about Calabash. They are in from Jamaica, y'all. They are here. Calabash. Let's talk about Calabash. About the Deep Drive. Cause even when the road gets tough and you step into sinking sand, took to cha-cha, men and change and hold it up and give thanks. Stronger, smarter, and wiser. Y'all, happy Sunday. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Share it to y'all family, friends, co-workers, anybody, everybody. So I know where I'm going. See that I'm sorry. Couldn't be for nothing. Ragged road and uphill. Alright, y'all. So as I said, today's video is about Calabash, y'all. Y'all know I love Calabash. If y'all have been following me since I started this journey, y'all will know that I've always had Calabash. I'm always drinking my tea out of Calabash. Even on my counter in the kitchen, I have a whole line of Calabash set up with all type of different herbs in it. So if you've been following me, you know that Calabash is my thing. I love Calabash. I'm always having Calabash. But I did get a big supply of them from St. Mary, Jamaica, from Music Land. You guys should be very familiar with Music Land, Music Shine. Because this is where I get all of my items from, St. Mary, Highgate, Jamaica, whatever. Yeah, so they're all here. I did want to just talk to y'all a little bit about Calabash. First off, y'all, Calabash are our traditional dishes. Let's just be clear about that. They are our traditional dishes. Calabash is literally the world's most cultivated plant ever. Literally, the calabash can last in ocean water for 200 days. Back in our indigenous times or whatever, they did use calabash as like rafts, swimming tools, different things like that. See, it's in our nature to travel. It's in our nature to migrate from this place to next place, because even way before slave trade, Columbia's days and all that or whatever, our ancestors were already doing their thing, making instruments, the sacred shaker. Yes, y'all. So let's just break this down. Calabash is a plant. It is a fruit that grows on a tree. It's big. There are several different shapes and sizes to them. Some of them could be yellow. Most of them are green or whatever, especially in the Caribbeans or whatever, translated into the bottle gourd in Africa or whatever. Now, those bottle gourds, they use for multiple things or whatever. Alcohol, carrying stuff in it, water pails, spices, all kind of things or whatever that they use it for. Bird houses, all kind of stuff or whatever. Now, this calabash does grow on a tree between 6 to 12 meters or whatever. That's 20 to 40 feet tall or whatever. So the calabash trees does get really tall because the calabash bear all around, all year round, all throughout or whatever. They can be small, they can be all the way round, they can be like, you know, look like a bottle, hence the bottle gourd or whatever. They can look like they got two calabash connected into one. They can be all different sizes, shapes, and all kind of things or whatever, but they are huge. They're round, small, bottle shaped, slim, all kind of different shapes and sizes or whatever. Now the calabash, as I keep saying, bottle gourd, calabash gourds or whatever, because in certain parts of Africa, that's what they call it. Of course, it has tons and tons of names depending on where you go. As far as India, China, there's so many different names to this bottle gourd. But even like in China, scientists did like a DNA search on the calabash that's in China, whatever, and the results came back, of course, as we know, you know, came from Africa, whatever. They were able to tell that the seeds had germinated through the ocean water or whatever. Hence, that's how they know it could last in the ocean water for like 200 years or whatever. Through all of this, you know, research and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Good machinery that they use to determine, you know, where things came from, the origin of it, and all kind of stuff or whatever. So, the trees may flower and the fruits may fruit any time of the year, whatever. Now, in ancient Egypt, they used to make patoons. It can either be harvested young or consumed as a vegetable, or harvested mature to be dried and used as a utensil, container, musical instrument, an ink pot, cosmetic containers, flutes, violin, harps, rattles with season, and even this what you hear. These are natural seeds, beads that actually grow on a tree in Jamaica. So these are not like, you know, store-bought beads that you went to beauty supply on Walmart or something and got or whatever. These literally come off of a tree as well. Everything in here is natural, so you can get all of that energy from the shaker. Now, calabash fruits have varieties of shapes. Like I keep on saying, like they have so many different shapes. They all over the place. They do everything or whatever. But many plants have worked their ways in our lives, but few have done with the flair of calabash. For over 10,000 years or whatever, people been using calabash, known as the bottle gourd, and formerly Langenera. It's a long word, how they use it in Africa or whatever. So if y'all do want to research it on y'all own or whatever, the correct name for it is Lagenenaria. Siceраria. Yeah, that's a long word. So y'all, hopefully y'all can slow that down, catch that. But yeah, type in bottle gourd if you're gonna use it or whatever. It's also eaten as food or whatever, because as y'all know, when y'all cut the calabash open or whatever, there is a white inside or whatever that's full of different benefits or whatever. Literally full of benefits. You actually have to get all of these guts out of it or whatever and clean them out. So they were used as like fishing boats, peanut sheets or whatever. As you know, peanut sheets are like if you play football or whatever and you gotta cover, you know what I'm saying, the private area, so you won't hurt yourself and different things like that. Patoons, river rafts, goblets, pipe stems, all around the world people make music with the calabash or whatever. The akba, I think that's how you say that, beer gourds or whatever, created by the Kamba ethnic group in Kenya or whatever. Now, Kenya goes a long way when it comes to these calabash and all of the things that they doing or whatever. Like the farmers who made beer, the farmers made beer from the cane that they were growing or whatever. So in Kenya, it was a whole bunch of like sugarcane farmers or whatever. They used the cane or whatever to make beer out of them, and that's what they used the beer gourds for, whatever, the bottle gourds or whatever, which they call them beer gourds because they was putting beer in them or whatever. And Kenya back in the day or whatever, way, you know, pre-colonial times, prehistoric days, way back when or whatever. So really, these farmers, like the Kamba people or whatever, decorated the tops with centric circles, and it represented Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't know how to say that mountain or whatever. Kilimanjaro, I think, or whatever. It's Africa's tallest mountain and the tallest freestanding mountain in the world or whatever. Now, this mountain is located in Tanzania, which is in Eastern Africa, bordering like the Indian Ocean. Now, the United Republic of Tanzania is in Eastern Africa. The countries that neighbor it is like Kenya, Uganda is to the north or whatever, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Congo are all to the west or whatever. Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique are all to the south or whatever. Now we say, you know, if this was a bottle gourd or whatever, around the top or whatever, what they do is put these little circles around it or whatever to represent this mountain. And the reason why they put these circles around it is to represent this mountain or whatever, because this mountain is what they symbolize as their, you know, ancestral birthplace or whatever. Now, almost every kind of ecological system is found on the mountain, as far as cultivated land, rainforest, health, moorland, alpine, desert, and Arctic summit is all on this mountain or whatever. They consider this their ancestral birthplace in Western Africa. They literally designed the necks of the calabash with the cowries or whatever, which is beads, and used it as currency or whatever, just as if we do here. And even in right now, current days in like Nigeria and different things like that or whatever, they make them really pretty. They put all kind of beads and designs for all kind of stuff on it or whatever, and it's used as a form of currency or whatever in different parts of Nigeria, different parts of Africa in general, whatever. So until about 25 years ago, the calabash were cultivated for the pipe making industry or whatever, because and even still, a lot of the Rastas, a lot of the Africans use the calabash as chalice. Now, chalice are the smoking pipes or whatever. If you didn't know what a chalice was, it is a smoking pipe or whatever. It has a long little thing in there. It just depends on how they make it or whatever. Like, so even if this didn't have the stick in there or whatever, this could be rounded out. They drill the hole right here or whatever, so it comes, smoke it, different things like that. All the smoke will build up in the inside. I don't really know how to make a chalice or whatever. I've never even used a chalice, because every time I go to Jamaica, they be like, oh no, you're not gonna pass out on me. Chalice is not something regular like a spliff or whatever. Like, it's very, very strong, whatever. It has a lot of power when you put into it or whatever. So yeah, it's something that, you know, you got to be using already or whatever. So the rattle is used all over Africa or whatever. This is considered a rattle. This one is customized for my little niece Aaliyah. It has her name on it, Aaliyah, Aaliyah. So this is a rattle, what they consider to be a rattle or whatever. Now, it's used in all kind of spiritual dances or whatever, not just with the drums and the dance and the chants and all these kind of things or whatever. They also use the rattle all over Africa as spiritual works, along with all of the other stuff or whatever. And it's basically used to summon the Loth or whatever, which means heavenly bodies descending into earth or whatever. So of course we know back in the prehistoric days, before colonization or whatever, our ancestors weren't really reaching out to, as we can say, Jesus or Buddha, Muhammad, or those type of things like that or whatever. They were literally connecting to the energies and the spirits of the universe or whatever. They were connecting to the ones that came before them. And in order to summon these things, as far as, you know, we've all heard of like rain dances, health dances and different things like that or whatever. These are what they use or whatever to actually get that energy. Even sometimes or whatever, for all of my spiritual people, they have like altars that pour like libations throughout their house or whatever. I do have a shaker, and I do have a calabash on my altar, whatever. The calabash that's on the altar, I fill them up when I'm about to light the candles and just kind of, you know, pay homage to my ancestors. I fill them up with like rice. I do like brown rice. I may do some type of dried bean or different things like that or whatever. And I always have fresh, purified water in one of them as well or whatever, just, you know, to pay homage to the ancestors. I'll leave it there after I'm done or whatever doing, you know, my praises and different things like that or whatever. I'll leave the food on the altar or whatever for about 24 hours or whatever, a whole day, just to see. I don't know if it's my mind or what, but sometimes I do feel like, you know, a little of the water from the calabash got drunk. I don't know if it got evaporated. I don't know if my ancestors came and got it. You know, I'm always, yeah, Cleopatra, Nefertiti, Isis, Osiris. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, they are always on the top of my list, especially Ra, sun god, and Ra. I'm always, you know, paying homage to those and getting that ancestral energy or whatever. Now again, the Yoruba people view the calabash as a sacred representation of the woman's body. Now the body is viewed as a hollow vessel, such as the calabash is, to hold the essence of identity. Now when it comes to holding the essence of identity, the woman's body also contains creational or destructional forces in the Yoruba society or whatever. So her body is like a vessel of power, suggests that she is a container into which things are made manifest. So with that being said, with our body being like vessels of us, of our representation of ourselves or whatever, which means to me, it translates to me as I always say, we have the control and the power to do anything or whatever. It's all in our mind or whatever. We can manifest anything that we desire in life. We can manifest our outcomes. We can manifest how we actually want our life to be. Literally, if we speak it, it will come to manifest into us. If we think it in our mind, it will come to manifest into us. Literally, I've been around tons of people that has had corona, that has got sick and all that. I never get sick. I never get anything, because in my mind, if you tell yourself, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna have a bad life, nobody hates me, nobody loves me, I'm alone, that's what your outcome would be. But if you tell yourself, no, I have the power, I have the energy, I can control my destiny and what happens in my life or whatever, that was what it will be. Because at the end of the day, technically, even if you pray and you reach out some for all my Christian people, my non-Christian, my spiritual people, whoever, like we all have some type of higher power than we're trying to connect to or believe into, instead of, and we ignore the fact that we are a higher power. We have energy within us. We have power within us. We can manifest and control anything that we want in life or whatever. So we're putting so much energy out saying, oh, Jesus come save me, Jesus come save me. But in order for you to do anything or manifest anything in life, you yourself physically have to do the work. You physically have to think about it. You physically have to put it in. Most High puts us in situations to become the things that we desire to become, and also puts us in situations to become the things that we don't desire, from negativity, bad behaviors and bad choices and the things that we do or whatever. We actually produce our lives and the outcomes of our lives and everything that's going on or whatever. So the women's body also contains creational or destructive forces in the Yoruba society. The body is like a vessel of power, suggests that she is a container in which things are made manifest. Yoruba ontology understands that the body as a composite site into which things can be made manifest. The differentiation between Aya, the physical world of living, and Orun, the metaphysical world of spirituality, is discussed by Henry Jewell. They suggest that the Yoruba universe is often carved into a calabash, the top and the bottom half of which two are connected by intersecting lines. We mean intersecting lines, top half and the bottom half, literally intersecting lines connecting each other for a whole being inside or whatever, holding all of our greatness, all of our spirituality inside of the calabash. Of course, when you order these calabash from Cleopatra Nation, you get the top and the bottom, 2 for 1. Yeah. So they suggest that the Yoruba universe is often carved into 2 calabash, the top and the bottom of which they are connected by intersecting lines. Now, these intersecting lines illustrate pathways between spheres and the return for blessings and community. The complex network of Yoruba gods called Orisa are kept alive by devotional practice or whatever. So just as the same as how we go to church on Sundays and we praise Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Allah, Selassie, all of these people or whatever, these are the same things that our ancestors were doing. They just wasn't praising like a physical person that's actually walking around or whatever. Well, I guess they was, because in ancient Egyptian days or whatever, the gods lived among the humans in those times or whatever. But yeah, they keep their spirits and their ancestors alive or whatever by daily devotion practices. When we see like the Africans out and they're like doing their dances and they have on all of their tribal gear and different things like that, they have the shakers, they have calabash sit up, man. Even like the Yoruba people, if y'all watched my video way back, I think maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, I did a video about Yoruba people, and I talked about how they really praised the calabash and how they did like a virgin ceremony every August or whatever, where they find this virgin that's handpicked or whatever in in the community or whatever, and they hold this big huge calabash on their head or whatever, and basically everything is in the calabash that the virgin wants to bless her community with or whatever. So as they're walking through to get to the river or whatever to release the blessings for the community, tons and tons of people, hundreds and thousands of people are walking behind her, and they're all like pushing back their sorrows, their depression, their stress, poverty, hunger, all these things behind them or whatever, to look forward to a brighter future or whatever. So yeah, it's just amazing or whatever. Y'all continue to do y'all research or whatever, and you know, because it's deep. Like, knowledge is power. A lot of this information is not going to be shared in school. They're not going to put it in books. You literally have to go out and find your own information, find who you are, what you are, and the power that you hold within yourself or whatever. So now, as I stated, y'all, the inside of the calabash or whatever, hold on, before I even get to that or whatever, so the intersecting lines or whatever, to go back to that real quick or whatever, when they cut the calabash in half or whatever, you put it together and they are connecting by these two intersecting lines or whatever, illustrate pathways between spirits and the arista that are kept alive by devotional practice or whatever, described as open channels of communication. Now, it is suggested that these pathways illustrated on the calabash allow a reciprocal exchange to take place between humans and spirits or whatever. Hence, just like how Christians go to the cross, everybody have different symbols that they use or whatever that they feel like is going to connect them between the spiritual realm and the human realm. All the time, it's natural. Depends on the religion or what you believe your way of walking in life or whatever. So now the calabash does have so many different health benefits. Bottle gourd, so many different health benefits. Now, a couple of months ago, like in 2021 or whatever, and when I was in Jamaica, I did post a video of myself actually, you know, cleaning out the calabash and getting all of the guts out of it, inside of it. But that stuff is not just throwaway. So many different things that you use for, because it's rich in fiber. It is a alkaline. It does have alkaline content. It's 100% alkaline. It helps in treating acidity in the body or whatever. It has vitamin B1, vitamin C, protein, iron, calcium, potassium, sodium, and it has small amounts of fat in it as well. And as one of the lowest calorie vegetables, carrying just 14 calories per 100 grams, it is one of the vegetables recommended by dietitians and weight control programs. So y'all, if you are in the Caribbean, you are in Africa, wherever you at, and you got calabash, I think even in Florida, calabash may grow in some parts of Florida. Don't just throw out the stuff on the inside. Literally make a tea with it, make some type of smoothie with it. You can add it to soups and all kind of different things to get these benefits. Now, they do contain small quantities of folate, contains about 6 grams to every 100 grams or whatever, provide just like 1.5% of the required daily amount or whatever. So folate helps reduce the incidence of neural tube defects and newborns or whatever, which is taken by, you know, mothers during their early months of pregnancy or whatever. So y'all understand what I just said. Folate helps reduce neural tube defects and newborns. Folate. So new mothers, or while you pregnant, consume things that have folate in it. Y'all, folate is very important. It's in a lot of leafy green vegetables. Arugula is high in folate, ladies. Arugula all around. I know I did a video once talking about arugula, whatever. Arugula is all around beneficial for pregnant women or whatever. So y'all, if you're pregnant, if you plan on conceiving, make sure y'all keep y'all some arugula in your diet or whatever. Now, it does have vitamin C, about 10 milligrams for about, it got about 17% of your required daily amount of vitamin C is in the white part of the calabash or whatever. Now, the calabash facilitates easy digestion and movement of food throughout the bowel until it is excreted from the body. Means until you digest it, break it down, and have a bowel movement, boo it out. Thus, it helps in relieving indigestion and constipation problems or whatever. Also, it is a modest source of thiamine, niacin with vitamin B3, also vitamin B5, B6, and the minerals such as like calcium, iron, zinc, potassium, manganese, and magnesium are all in this or whatever. Now, the tender leaves of the calabash are also edible or whatever. It has higher concentrations of these vitamins and minerals than inside the fruit itself. Y'all just heard what I said. The leaves of the calabash has more of these vitamins and minerals than actually what's inside of the calabash itself or whatever. Hence, that's why I do herbal teas for kind of everything or whatever. I got the leaves to so many different things or whatever because the sticks, the stems, and the leaves are holding the power, literally. The pulp of the fruit has medicinal properties or whatever and acts as a remedy for respiratory problems such as asthma and coughing or whatever. So hence, if you're in Caribbean, you somewhere in Africa, and you having these issues or whatever, and you see a calabash hanging on the tree, go ahead and take that junk off and bust it open and do what you need to do. Mix it up. It is very bitter. It is nasty. It's not something that's, you know, has a sweet, pleasant taste or whatever. But most things that are full of alkaline, that's beneficial for our body, does have a horrible taste or whatever. So, you know, they always say, I remember my grandma used to tell me back in the day or whatever, if it's good for you, you know, we don't ever want the stuff that's good for our body or whatever. It always tastes the worst or whatever. But yeah, you could also make a syrup from the pulp or whatever and use it as for relieving disorders as like chest and respiratory tract issues or whatever. Also curing dysentery and stomach aches as well or whatever. Now, the leaves of the calabash tree are used to reduce blood pressure. Once again, the leaves of the calabash tree are used to reduce blood pressure. Also, even drinking out of the calabash, young children who drink out of the calabash who have like stuttering problems, speech impediments, and different things like that, feeding them their food out of the calabash on a daily basis or whatever helps strengthen those vocal cords and all of that kind of stuff. And even like Cleopatra's nature does have like some really small ones of calabash for the people who naturally make their baby food, do not go and purchase baby food or whatever. We do have a small little calabash where you could put the baby food inside and use this or whatever so they can get all of those vitamins and minerals, get that good folate or whatever in there to literally strengthen those vocal cords, that brain, and all kind of different things or whatever. So the decoction of the tree bark is used to clean wounds and also to treat like tumors and different things like that or whatever. Now, y'all, all of my calabash are in. They are all here. I'm constantly getting them carved and made and different things like that or whatever. So this is the first one, y'all. All of the bottom pieces has Cleopatra's nature carved around the bottom with some type of symbol on the top. Now, this is the Ankh. You don't, I'm sorry, look at me, I'm lying. This is not the Ankh, I'm tripping. This is the Eye of Horus. Now, the Eye of Horus also could be the Wadjet eye as well, because one is the Eye of Horus and one is the Wadjet eye. The Wadjet eye represents the heel eye of the god Horus or whatever. So, y'all, the Eye of Horus in ancient Egypt is a symbol representing health and restoration or whatever. Horus lost his eye in a struggle with his brother Seth. The eye was magically restored by Hathor or whatever, and this restoration came to symbolize the process of making whole and healthy, making you whole and healing. Sorry, I'm stuttering and everything. I need to drink out the calabash today. For this reason, the symbol was often used in amulets or whatever, which are different designs and stuff like that or whatever. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs divided models for ruling their kingdom come from the mirth and the depth of Osiris at the hands of his brother Seth or whatever, once again or whatever. The subsequent contest between Osiris' son and Horus and Seth is a battle of kingship over the earth or whatever. So, yeah, Eye of Horus. And as y'all know, if I didn't read that too fast or whatever, Osiris is Horus's dad, literally, and Seth, well, Osiris is Horus and Seth's dad or whatever. They're brothers. Yeah, Horus killed them. Y'all, this is the Ankh, the symbol for eternal life. Ankh is a symbol for eternal life or whatever. It sometimes refers to as the key of life or the key of the Nile. It represents eternal life in ancient Egypt. It's created by Africans long ago. The Ankh is said to be the first or original cross or whatever. The Ankh is often shown in the hands of important Egyptian figures such as the pharaohs, the kings, preserving their immortality. Moreover, the Ankh is commonly depicted in the temples and the graphs of the major Egyptian gods such as Osiris, Isis, Ra. It could also have more physical connotations as well. The Ankh may represent water, air, and the sun or whatever. We were meant to provide and preserve life in ancient Egyptian culture or whatever. So eternal life means that this is going to continue to forever grow or whatever. Your physical body may leave, but your spiritual body is always going from realm to realm to realm or whatever. Depending on your choices in life, depending on how when you do recirculate this eternal life, the trials and the tribulations that you're gonna have in your life or whatever, depending on the mistakes and the choices that you made from your previous life. So go to the next one. And this one is still just like the Eye of Horus and the Ankh is in there together or whatever. So, wisdom, life, all of that are in here. All of these you can order from Cleopatra's Nature. They will be available on the Etsy store tomorrow. So y'all, these are two swords crossed over each other, whatever, Aquafina. And now the Aquafina swords represents sword of war, two crossed swords. It also represents the state of ceremonial swords or whatever. Is a symbol of state of authority, legitimized authority of a ruler, recognition of heroic deeds. Now Ghana's coat of arms or whatever shows one of these ceremonial swords crossed with a linguistic staff in the top of the quadrant. Now the Aquafina, I know I'm saying like Aquafina, like water, but it's not really, you know what I'm saying? Aquafina or whatever, so y'all can see how it's spelled or whatever. Akofena or whatever. It's also known as Aquafina. It's a sword belonging to the Ashantis or whatever, the people of Ghana. Now the Ashantis are amazing people. If you've been following me, I did do a video about like African queens and different things like that, where I talked about different parts of different women in the Ashantis or whatever, and their greatness, the things that they were doing and the things that they're accomplished or whatever. So y'all go back and check out that video about the Ashantis and different things like that. Now it has 3 different parts: a metal blade, a wooden or a metal tilt, and a sheath that's usually made out of animal hide or whatever. So y'all get this one. This one is amazing. Remember, I was just talking about the Wajid or whatever, which is also the Eye of Horus. It represents the healed eye of the god Horus or whatever, who can be depicted into a falcon or into a human shape or as a falcon-headed man. The ancient Egyptian name Widget means the one that is sound. In Egyptian mythology, Horus' eye was injured or stolen by the god Seth and then restored by Thoth. The Widget eye embodies healing power and symbolizes rebirth. An amulet in this shape was thought to provide its wearer to transfer the power of recovery and regeneration onto him or herself. It was very popular and used by the living as well as the dead. The eye features both human and falcon elements. It shows a human eye with a horizontal cosmetic line that extends from the outer corner and combines it with the facial markings of a falcon or whatever. The latter reflected in the vertical extensions below the pupil and the diagonal line or whatever that splits the spiral. Small triangular markings on the emblem's right side are known from the Widget eye in the Potomac period, and it is likely that the amulet dates to this period as well. So again, y'all, prehistoric times, these are the things that, because you know, back in Egyptian days or whatever, I'm gonna keep on continuing to say, the gods and the goddesses walked among the humans. They walk among us. And this is the Aya. Aya means fern. It's translated, this means ferns or whatever. Translated is derived from the Ghana language or whatever. So a lot of stuff is going on in Ghana. Literally, check your history or whatever. It's a symbol of endurance, resourcefulness, and defiance against oppression. Now, this symbol signifies endurance as well as resourcefulness. This is because ferns are hardy plants that can grow in highly unusual places. They need very little water to thrive. They can withstand the toughest of climates. Due to this, the symbol is also associated with durability. The fern is a hardy plant that can grow in difficult places or whatever. An individual who wears this symbol suggests that he has endured many adversities and outlasted such difficulties in their life or whatever. And the other translation suggests that the Aya means, I am not afraid of you. I am independent of you. Y'all understand what our symbols are, y'all? Yes. So y'all, Aya. This is the Aya, the fern, representing durability, overcoming hard obstacles and different changes in our life or whatever. Now, I know I have a Sankofa one, y'all. That's what I'm looking for. It's the Sankofa. Yeah, so this is the Sankofa. Now, so it's two different designs to the Sankofa. You have the heart-shaped one to the Sankofa, or you have a falcon with the head turned backwards as the Sankofa as well, or whatever. And the Sankofa is a principle derived from the Akan people of Ghana. One should remember that the past to make positive processes in the future, whatever. Now, the Akan tribe of the Guyanian Africans is part of the larger Ashanti. The Ashanti group of people from West Africa, whatever. The word Sankofa literally means to retrieve. Literally, it means to retrieve. But the meaning of Sankofa is more broadly expanded upon the Akan proverb. This is, yeah, it says Siwu were Fanai Wakamfa Ayinkinya. I don't know what that means. Translated from the Akan language meanings, it is not taboo to go back and fetch what you forgot. So y'all, Siwa Wu Fanai Waskofa Yaki y'all, all my African friends that be following me and stuff or whatever, I know y'all are cracking up right now because I stay calling my African friends like, yo, pronounce this word for me, say this for me. And the crazy thing is, I have friends like from Liberia. I have friends from Nigeria. I've met people, yeah, actually 2 new people in my circle I literally have met from the Congo. You get what I'm saying? So like, if it's a Nigerian word and I go to like my friends from Liberia, they be like, they don't really know how to translate it. They don't really know how to break it down because as we know, Africa itself, not, we ain't even gonna say like the whole Africa. Let's just stick to Nigeria for a second and say that it has like 2,000 languages there in that one area. Like literally 2,000. And we think we somebody over here and we all speaking the same fucking English that's not even English. Yeah, so the power of Sankofa centers around this. It is known knowledge and your heritage to know your current self or whatever, the world around you, and how to better be with both yourself and the world around you or whatever. The Sankofa is a gentle I don't know that word. But even in our arrogance, we overlook the gems from the past or whatever. We come to our senses and we should be humble enough to retrace our steps and make amends. As the popular says goes along, those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. So those who do not know or respect their roots and history bound to repeat its flaws and mistakes. Yeah. So make sure y'all get y'all this Sankofa, because Sankofa literally means I'm not afraid of you. Go back and get everything that you lost. All of your history that you lost, all of your energy that you lost, is no need to be afraid or ashamed to go back and relearn the things that has been taken away from you. Knowledge is power. Sankofa just told you, knowledge is power. Respect your roots. Respect where you came from. Respect the history that came before you. So y'all, get the Sankofa as well. Sankofa. Now all of the rest of these are literally, they're not carved at the top. Only has Cleopatra's nature going around. These are the teacups. Y'all see me drinking tea all the time. They don't have to be teacups. They can be anything. My auntie, I brought her some back from Jamaica. She literally has them on her dining room table as candy dishes, different things or whatever. I use them as herbs. Some people use them as makeup containers. Literally, you can make these into handbags, purses, all kind of different things, whatever you would like or whatever. Yeah, it's a limited supply on the shakers. They are all plain. They do not have anything on them. Reason being, we at Cleopatra's Nature want you to buy these and decorate these for your own self. Put all of your own designs on it, your own beading, do whatever that you would like to do to decorate these yourself or whatever. Shakers among the Yoruba of Nigeria are often connected with religion. They are given great respect. They play a very important role in certain traditional musical forms or whatever. Now in Nigeria, the very large beaded calabash are called agdi. Now, they are traditionally owned and played by professional musical instruments. It is a personal instrument, never to be loaned or not even to family members, friends, or anybody. Now, however, if you do have a son who is a professional musician, he may inherit his father's agdi. But these are personal. These are for your spiritual needs. These are for you, for your libations, and do your music, your chants, and different things like that or whatever. So are all traditional history, y'all. So the shaker, S-H-E-K-E-R-E, shaker. All made, handmade, even the sticks on it or whatever. These are real wood logs or whatever that was cut off the tree, straight in music land. All of these natural. Hey, won't get any splinters or anything like that or whatever. He did, you know what I'm saying, shave them down and different stuff like that. So they are all very, very smooth and different things like that. All rustic, 100% natural. You cannot get this at any store, any market, or anything without having some type of connection to, you know, the Caribbeans, the Africans, somebody. Ain't no Americans growing calabash in their yard and carving calabash. I do really like this one or whatever, so whoever orders this one, yeah, you're the best. Alright, so, alright y'all, that's it with the calabash. I am placing these calabash on my Etsy store or whatever. I'm gonna have a detailed description of all these calabash and everything that they have going on or whatever. So y'all, this is calabash. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching.